let's finish up our chapter on our resources, natural resources. One, I'm sorry, one thing that we do have is nuclear fission. Now, nuclear fission is when the nucleus of a radioactive atoms, the heavy metals on the periodic table, are mostly radioactive. And when the atom splits, lighter elements are made and a huge amount of energy is released. We use this for nuclear power. It is a very strong. What I would like for you to do is pause this video, cut and paste um, this address. It's a YouTube video on nuclear fission and how we use that for our to make energy, electricity. Watch that, pause this, then come back. All right, we use a variety of what's called renewable resources. These are the resources we talked about last section that we can be replaced by nature as quickly as we use them. And we use moving water, wind, sun, internal heat, living matter, hydrogen. All these are renewable energy sources. We don't use a lot in the United States. We need to use more because our non-renewable resource, coal, natural gas, petroleum, these are all limited quantities, and we don't have a never-ending supply. Let's talk about water or hydroelectric energy. Hydroelectric energy. Now, we looked at the we looked at you looked at the video, and that showed you how the turbine is turned to generate electricity to a generator. Well, a similar process, except for we use moving water. Water moves through a tube and it turns these turbines. These turbines again turn a generator, which in turn produces electricity and shipped out. But the thing is, you have to have a huge amount of water, a consistent amount of flowing water. And, there's only a few places we could have that. Build hydroelectric dams. We have a few out west. It's just there's a limited amount of places that you could actually dam up a river and create a hydroelectric dam. Another one is solar energy. We know what that is. What's solar? Sun energy. And how do we get these? These are from what? Solar energy we get from solar cells. Out west, there's huge farms that harvest sun energy. These hundreds and thousands of panels, solar panels, that we build into one huge area. This are called arrays. So we have a solar array when we have hundreds and hundreds of these solar panels put up to to capture the sun energy. The problem with sun energy is we just do not have a very good way to actually harvest it. It's not very proficient. When it gets energy, when it makes energy, it does not do it very well. So like 10 or 15% of the energy that hits the solar panel, only 10 or 15% of the energy is actually harvested. Geothermal, this is my personal favorite. This is what I would love to do. And this is actually tapping into the heat of the earth. You drive a pipe down into the earth, down to where the hot water is. Underneath the surface of the earth, it's much warmer. You have this hot water, and it is going to actually go up to a boil. You have this water coming up into a flash tank or a holding tank, basically, where it turns into steam. The steam goes through another pipe, goes into a turbine. Again, the turbine's the same thing that we've had with the nuclear and the hydroelectric, which the turbine turns, and that turns the generator, which actually um, produces electricity. Now, once that steam is past the turbine, it condenses or it comes back to the liquid form of water, which can be put back down to the earth and as cooler water, and this allows it to be reheated and reused. There is no loss at all with geothermal energy. Everything is used and reset out. All right, wind energy. Wind energy is wind turbines. When you go off towards Bloomington Normal, you see a bunch of them off north, off to the sides of the interstates. You see long lines of them, and that's a wind farm. That's where people are actually harvesting the wind. The wind turns the blades, and the blades turn these gears which control a generator, which again, once a generator starts turning, it creates electricity. All these are renewable energies sources. So we really need to go towards these because we're not going to have a never-ending supply of non-renewable energy. Biomass. Biomass is another renewable energy. Biomass is organic matter, such like plant and animal waste that could be used for a fuel. We burn it. Wood, I mean, some of you guys have fireplaces. In the winter, you light a fire, warm up the house. That is that is using a biomass. There's lots of other ways biomass is used. We also have, excuse me, we also have algae that can produce energy, electricity, and we're investigating that more and more. Um, a thing that's been around for a little bit now, I'm sorry, is hydrogen fuel cells. And that's actually taking hydrogen or water, or I'm sorry, taking hydrogen and separating the protons and electrons, and actually it produces a power, an energy, and it's non-used waste product is water. So there's nothing wrong with that. So if we can produce enough energy to operate a car, and then we also have a waste product of water, that is like a double positive thing, right? So using that energy, um, any of these renewable resources, any of these energy to actually increase our use of renewable energy are hugely important. We just, in your lifetime, at some point, we are going to be down to dangerous levels of non-renewable energies where we can't get enough, or it's so expensive that it's cost prohibitive, or we cannot do it. We have to go to more and more of these renewable energy sources, and we've made some grounds, especially in the wind energy. A lot of at one time Atwood was looking at getting a wind generator or a windmill, um, and I'm not sure what happened to that, but at this point in time we don't have one. Solar energy is something that's very easy to harvest. Geothermal, it's very good. Um, all right, so that's actually the end of the chapter. So from here, where do we go?